If you're always winning your lane and losing your game because of bad teammates, roaming is the answer to all your problems. If you're always losing your lane and losing the game because you're bad at laning, roaming is still the answer to all your problems. So today we'll be going over some tips for roaming successfully, why roaming can fail or why some people don't roam at all, and multiple examples of good roaming. If you've never roamed before, you're probably wondering what is roaming. Roaming is walking towards another part of the map to help out your team, and you want to do this after shoving your minion wave, ideally while your opponent is not in lane. Now there will be a lot of mistakes when you first start roaming, so here are some tips for roaming successfully. Number 1, in order for roaming to work, you must have some kind of burst damage or a lot of crowd control. Number 2, the target you're ganking must be distracted, it just makes it a lot easier to gank them. Number 3, be careful when returning to lane because you might get ambushed by your lane opponent. Number 4, mobility boots, quints, and teleport are extremely valuable at helping you get around the map to where you're needed. Number 5, it doesn't matter if you're winning your lane or losing your lane, roaming has the exact same impact on the game. Always keep an eye on the map and look for opportunities to roam to other lanes. There are a number of reasons that roaming can fail, or you might not feel like roaming at all. Number 1, sloppy plays. Odds are when you first start roaming there will be a lot of mechanical mistakes, but as you get more practice with roaming you will get better at it. Number 2, failing to read a lane properly. If you don't notice that your allies are low on mana or that they're planning on recalling, you'll just end up wasting your time. Always make sure a lane is in position to receive your gank, and if they are not, do not waste time going there. Number 3, losing your lane. If you're getting destroyed in lane by your lane opponent, odds are you'll become demoralized and just hope to farm under turret and keep up in levels. While this can work, there's a very high probability your lane opponent will bully and torture you in lane every time you go to farm minions, and you can't always count on your jungler to bail you out of these situations. If you're going to get zoned and bullied in lane, the only way to stay relevant is to roam. Here are multiple examples of roaming using all of the ideas that we just talked about. In this first game I'm playing Malzahar in the mid lane against a Lux. I don't have Ignite, she's playing very defensively, and even if I flash comboed onto her, odds are she'd be able to shield herself and survive, so there's really no point in trying to kill her on my own just yet. Seeing that she's recalled, I'm going to shove the wave really quickly and start heading towards the top lane where Riven is overextended. We're going to come in from behind and lock down Riven with our full combo for a free kill. By roaming up top, I've gotten both Gnar and myself slightly ahead in our lanes, and I've still got enough mana left, so I'm going to go back to the mid lane and continue farming as if nothing had happened at all. In this next example, the enemy Aurelia has a large lead in her lane and has been bullying our Riven for quite a while. So as Riven is heading back towards her lane, I'm going to follow along through the jungle to catch Aurelia from behind. With a bit of help from our Nami, we take out the enemy Aurelia who might have carried her team to victory if we did not shut her down. In this next game, we see that the enemy Jinx and Nautilus are overextended, so our Elise is coming down to gank the bottom lane. Now I would like to get in on this action myself and possibly pick up all the kills, so I start heading towards the bottom lane, but I stop part way. On the way over, I noticed the enemy Xin Zhao pass by some deep wards we had in their jungle and he's now doing the raptor camp. I'm willing to bet that if Elise shows herself in the bottom lane, Xin Zhao is going to go down there to help out his teammates. I wait in his jungle to figure out which path he's going to take to head down there and I cut him off and kill him. Now that Xin Zhao is out of the picture, I'm going to head back towards my original plan of a 4-man gank in the bottom lane and we pick up a kill on Nautilus. In this next game, we're playing Annie in the mid lane against the Vlad. Our Lee Sin comes in to gank from behind and we're pretty sure we've got him. And so we get greedy and tower dive Vlad, giving him 2 kills and double buffs. Now this is the point at which most people will get demoralized and just try to farm under turret without drawing too much attention to themselves. But I know that even if my opponent is up by 2 kills and got double buffs, I can still make a difference by roaming. Instead of staying in lane to farm against a double buff Vladimir who's ahead of me and will probably poke me out of lane, I'm going to shove the wave and head up top. I charge my stun along the way for a level 4 roaming gank in the top lane, stunning the enemy Mundo, allowing our Kale to pick up the kill. After killing Mundo, I'm going to head back towards the mid lane through our jungle. But on the way, I see Vlad pop up on the minimap trying to cut me off. I'm trying to make my way around the other side of the red buff, but it looks like both Vlad and his jungler are trying to cut me off here. These guys really want me dead because they know a roaming mid laner is very dangerous. And so I'm going to take the scenic route around the backside of the jungle to come back to lane safely. Hopefully these examples give you an idea of just how easy it is to roam and build an advantage for your team. When you first start roaming, try a simple, easy to use champion like Annie who has a lot of burst damage and crowd control. You will want to target opponents who are distracted, so start off by roaming to the top lane where there's always a fight going on. Look for mobility through abilities, items, runes, masteries, or summoners to help you get around the map before people notice you've left your lane. Always keep an eye out for roaming opportunities whether you're winning or losing your lane, and know that there will be a lot of mistakes and sloppy plays, but it will get better over time. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitter, and leave a comment about what kind of content you would like to see in future videos. Do check out the video links on either side for more gameplay tips and strategies in this channel.